it's Tom here, and Liverpool have won 6 out of 6 Champions League games in a row, and we are mathematically through to the last 16 with a top 8 finish. I think all of the models said that 16 points are enough for a top 8 finish, and Liverpool now have 18 points after a brilliant Mo Salah penalty, and Mo Salah becomes the first Liverpool player to score 50 Champions League goals, and now he is in the top 10 all-time goal scorers in Champions League history with 50 goals. Absolutely brilliant. Give him a new contract, and Arne Slot is doing absolute wonders with this Liverpool team. The last time Liverpool won their first 6 games in a row in the Champions League was in the 2021-22 season, where we went all the way to the final and lost in heartbreaking fashion to Real Madrid, where we had 22 shots, 9 on target. Real Madrid just had 1 shot on target and they won the game 1-0. But Liverpool went with a very strong lineup after our weekend game got postponed because of a storm in Liverpool. The Merseyside derby was postponed, so a lot of players needed rhythm, and in this video we need to talk about Darwin Nunez, because his performance really concerned a lot of Liverpool fans, and I would have brought on maybe Endo and Kwanzaa to give more rhythm to them, but I can understand why Arne Slot went with basically almost our strongest lineup. McAllister was suspended, but apart from McAllister, this is probably Liverpool's strongest lineup out of the fit players. Of course, Jota would start up front in Liverpool's absolute strongest team with everybody fit, and I think Liverpool got actually very lucky that Alisson got back from his injury, because Girona on another day could have scored 3 goals, maybe even 4 goals, if it wasn't for the brilliant world-class Alisson. And I think this is not how Liverpool wanted to ease Alisson back into action, because he had a lot of saves to make and a lot of things to do, especially in the first half. Girona had a lot of chances. Let me actually check out how many shots on target Girona had. They actually had 5 shots on target throughout the whole game. Liverpool had 7, but the shots were pretty similar. 13 shots to Girona, 15 to Liverpool. And in the first half, yeah, I expected Girona had more shots on target, 4 shots, more expected goals. So Liverpool were actually a little bit lucky that we went in 0-0 at halftime, and because Alisson made like 3 absolutely brilliant saves. He was back to his best. It's like he wasn't out for 2 months. And then the only downside of Alisson is his injuries recently, especially his hamstring injuries. But when Alisson is playing, we feel like Liverpool are almost invincible at the back, because he saves shots that almost no other goalkeeper can save. He's that good. He's the best goalkeeper in the world. I can't praise him enough. Van Dijk was at his imperious best. Gomez got roasted by Danjuma a couple of times, which was concerning, and Trent Alexander-Arnold also got roasted. Danjuma, we made him look like Ronaldinho in the first half with the brilliant runs that he had. And Girona are actually a very solid, very good team. You don't finish in the top 4 in Spain by accident. Girona are a very good team, and they are having, of course, a tough season because the Girona players are not used to playing Champions League and La Liga. Those are very tough competitions, and Girona are almost out of the Champions League. They have a slight chance. They only have 1 win and 5 losses, so they probably need to win the last 2 games. But Luis Diaz also wasn't as effective as usual. Szoboszlai and Gravenberch and Jones, I thought, were brilliant in midfield. We slowed the tempo down, and when it was needed, we sped things up. But let's talk about Darwin Nunez, because I think there is a lot of talk around him, because Darwin Nunez had probably one of his worst performances in a Liverpool shirt since we signed him. And I'm not writing Darwin Nunez off, but this is a make or break season. His first season was promising, even though he missed a lot of chances. His second season was much better, his best Liverpool season so far, where he again missed a lot of chances, but at least he scored 18 goals and got like 13 assists, so he got more than 30 goal contributions, which from a striker is a sensational achievement, but Liverpool paid like 75 million plus around 10 million bonuses and add-ons for Darwin Nunez, and for a striker who was worth 80 million pounds, you expect 20 goals a season on average, regularly, and 10 assists, and Darwin Nunez hasn't hit that once. Last season he was close to that, but this season he has 3 goals and 2 assists in 19 games. And what is really worrying, even more worrying than his goals and assists, is his decision making and his confidence in front of goal. Because he looks like he doubts himself. He looks like he's very low on confidence. And Darwin Nunez, in a high confidence, when he's on high confidence, is one of the most lethal strikers in the world. And I honestly thought that he could be a 30 goal a season striker with the amount of chances that he got in his first 2 seasons. But in this Arne Slot system, Darwin Nunez doesn't get as many chances. And with the chances drying up, his link-up play is not good enough to be striker who links play between the midfield and the strikers and the attackers. His decision making in front of goal is really bad. Today he had a couple of passes and a couple of shots which were really poor. He makes good runs, but my problem was not just Darwin Nunez's performance, but every time Darwin Nunez makes a run in the box, he expects the wingers or the fullbacks or the midfielders who are out wide to whip the ball in early. Because once Darwin Nunez makes that run, he's offside. And when the midfielders or the fullbacks on the wing delay that cross, then Darwin Nunez has to come back on side, and then he can't really affect play even when the cross eventually comes in, because he's not attacking it. He has to come back, and then, all the momentum is lost. So maybe this needs to be worked on the training ground, that either Darwin Nunez holds off on making runs, or tell the fullbacks, Robertson or Trent, who are on the wing, to whip in the crosses early and watch Darwin Nunez making that run. Maybe make eye contact with the winger or the fullback, Salah or Trent or Szoboszlai, whoever is on the right hand side. Darwin Nunez should make eye contact with them and signal to them, yeah, I want that cross. And then they whip it in, and then Darwin Nunez makes that run. Because it's just felt off. That was Darwin Nunez. It felt like he was out of sync with the whole team almost. And Mo Salah interestingly said that he absolutely loves playing with Darwin Nunez, and Darwin Nunez, I think, assisted Mo Salah the most out of every player. And they are usually very on the same rhythm. But today, even Salah and Nunez, who are a great partnership normally, they were out of sync, they were out of sorts. And I don't want to blame Darwin Nunez for this alone, because Arne Slot's system is based on the wingers and not necessarily getting the best out of the striker. But just compare Jota to Nunez in this system. Jota has been out injured for 2 months? And he has more goals than Darwin Nunez this season, and Darwin Nunez started a lot of games since Jota got injured. So thankfully Jota is back, and I think Jota will start on the weekend against Fulham if Nunez is not fit. But as I said, this is a make or break season for Nunez, because Darwin Nunez will be sold if he doesn't perform better in the second half of the season, because the first half of the season has been not good enough. I think even Darwin Nunez would acknowledge that. And that's really painful, and I'm one of his biggest fans. I absolutely love his character. He's a really hard-working footballer. His never say die attitude is brilliant. But if you are a striker, your main job is to score goals, get assists, affect the play. And yes, he occupies defenders, and he's brilliant at making runs. I think even better, he got better in his link-up play, but that's still not on the same level as, a Bobby Firmino, who was one of the best strikers when it came to link-up play, of course. We shouldn't compare him to Nunez. I just did, so I apologize for that. But Darwin Nunez needs to score more of his chances, and he needs to make better runs. He needs to stay on side more. But today the big problem was that even when he had a free header at the far post, and there were 2 Liverpool players, I think Szoboszlai and Salah, bombing into the box, and instead of heading the ball towards them, he heads it onto the ground and it goes yards, meters behind them. And it just looks that through his body language that Darwin Nunez isn't high on confidence. He looks uncomfortable at the moment, and he looked pretty sad and disappointed at his own performance, I think, when he came off at around the 70th minute. And Harvey Elliott looks better and better, and the more minutes he gets, the more sharp he will get. But right now, you know, Liverpool are top of the Champions League. We only conceded one goal, and that came in our first game against AC Milan after 3 minutes. Since then, we haven't conceded a goal. We kept 5 clean sheets in a row, 13 goals scored, and 18 points, which is absolutely massive. And now it's almost certain that Liverpool will finish in the top 8. I think with 16 or 17 points you can finish in the top 8. But Liverpool now can basically rest a lot of players in the last 2 games in January, I think, when the next Champions League games come around. And that will be crucial because that will be a very tough period for Liverpool after a crazy December schedule. You know, we play Man United in January, then an FA Cup tie, then Nottingham Forest, Brentford, the Champions League game, then Ipswich, then another Champions League game. So we play Lille at home and PSV away, and Liverpool will play a mixed team in those games. But I think still Liverpool would want to finish first or second in the whole Champions League phase, because you can earn a lot of money winning in the Champions League. I think every win gets you like £1.7 million, and Liverpool already have 6 wins in the Champions League. So Liverpool have a big incentive to win these games in the Champions League. And you know, up until the end of January we have a lot of games to play. Liverpool not having to field their best team in the Champions League in the last 2 games is actually a blessing. And that's why Arne Slot went with a very, very strong lineup. And Arne Slot's record at Liverpool is nothing short of miraculous, ridiculous, crazy, insane. 19 wins out of 22 games. Just 2 draws, 1 loss and 19 wins. And 12 clean sheets in 22 games is absolutely crazy, honestly. He's getting clean sheets, Arne Slot, with Liverpool, like 60% of the games. And he won like 85 or something, 85% of his games, or almost 90%, which is absolutely insane. And also, we only conceded 15 goals in those 22 games, which is 0.68 goals conceded per game. And we scored 50 goals, so 2.27 goals per game scored and just 15 conceded. So basically Liverpool scored 2.3 goals per game almost, and we concede less than 0.7. And that is so far a Premier League title winning performance, and maybe I would dare to say a Champions League winning performance. And Liverpool are now favourites for the Premier League title. I think we can safely say that. I'm not saying we are going to win it, but we are the favourites, and we should deal with that pressure. And hopefully Arne Slot's more calm, controlled playing style will prevent Liverpool players burning out and Liverpool players, getting too many injuries in the second half of the season, because keeping our key players fit is the key to winning these big trophies. So keeping Salah, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold fit. Hopefully Alisson can stay fit for the rest of the season. But I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.